Hi guys, welcome back. My name is Lynn. This is the Lighthouse. This is my map and cloud reading. Um, the only thing I want to start off saying is y'all are gonna have to please bear with me because the angels have been trying to show me this new gift that I have that's come in, and I don't know if it's gonna make sense for everybody because I just did a reading where I thought I was pretty clear, even though I was excited, and a girl said, "Well, I can't make sense of this. I'm gonna have to come back to it another time." And what I'm realizing is, for those of you that it's like, some of you will understand, some of you won't. I think most of you will, but it feels like they're telling me that that because of my abilities, I'm able to make some kind of sense out of a timeline where something happens in the past, there's something in the future coming, it's not quite there yet, there's a present time, and I'm able to shift energies back and forth with, especially with this particular deck of cards, to make sense of something that somebody else is trying to figure out. I hope that makes sense. That being said, we're just going to jump into it. So the first thing I did was I pulled, this is for the state of Illinois, okay, and it has something to do with a time capsule, like where somebody was in school, and it feels like it feels like a feminine energy, and whoever you are, you could be just in touch with your feminine side, right? It's not, there's no, they say there's no gender in tarot. It could be male or female. The cards are just expressing the energy. So this is somebody that at this present time, okay, you are happy. You're whoever, because I'm seeing this picture of this person in my head, and they're like sitting back. It seems like it's springtime, so it might be a memory that you're having right now, where you are feeling validated for something that happened in the past. My ear just went off. Um, it has something to do with a time capsule of some type. I'm thinking of school, but it's like this person right now is sitting back and thinking about this time capsule and how they got validated at some point in the past, but something's going to come up in the future. I hope this makes sense because this is how they're telling it. This is how I'm picking it up. That some resolution is going to come from it. Not everything will be solved, but because of what's in the time capsule, something in the future, they know it's all going to be okay. It's going to be settled. So this is someone's intuition working overtime, but yet they're not upset about it. They're just sitting back. They're nice and calm. That's the energy I'm picking up from them. Okay. So the main overall energy that we're getting for this is resolution. Okay. This is pleading energy. It's blue. It's healing. And the card itself says coming together, harmony in the heavens, resolution. But I'm feeling like this is the person's main energy. That this is how the energy of the reading is, that you're feeling overall about this time capsule and something in the past and something in the future. It's like you're at this in between point, and but whoever you are, you're like, and this is going to resonate with somebody. Somebody knows that when they see this reading, they're going to go, "Oh shit, I was just thinking about that. I wonder if that's me." But some of you might wonder if it's you. Some of you are going to know it's you. And you're going to know that this is what's going on in the fabric of time. Okay? Because you're divergent. You can look at different things and you just see the energy differently. Okay? And that's not to offend anybody or anything, but that's the main energy of the reading. So then what we have at the top here, we have Times Artist, and this is the picture. So capture moments of beauty significance through art or journaling. I feel like somebody drew something, wrote something that got put into a time capsule at a certain point in time. Maybe in school, high school, maybe in grade school even. That somebody, because this feels like there's been quite a gap of time between this time capsule. The time capsule is like the second main energy coming up that this person is focused on. Okay? So art or beauty, reflect on how these experiences share your journey. So this is something that was put somewhere that whipping into the future, actually when you put it in there with everybody else's stuff, because time capsule's the next one, okay, or underneath this, you knew that at some point in time this little secret or something was going to come up, something, and you weren't guilty of it, but you saw it and you knew somebody else had something to do with it, and all y'all put your energy into this, to this one point in time. It's a box, or it's a time capsule, or it's even a photo album, or something in when you were all in the brownies together, or the Girl Scouts or the Boy Scouts. Y'all all created something and everybody put something into it, but there was a hidden story behind it. I hope that makes sense. There was a hidden story behind a secret or something that somebody was hoping would never be told, or somebody else was like, oh God, I hope this gets told. Okay? So, and it was a long time ago. But as we go into the future, and whatever was done, somebody that is related to this was older and is no longer around. Okay? I just got a picture in my head that I don't want to share. There's several different storylines coming out with this. One of them is an adult that was doing something he shouldn't have been, or she shouldn't have been. And then there's another one where a child did something they shouldn't have done. So take whichever one of those resonates with you. And then there's the person that just has a little bit of knowledge of one or both of those stories. And you're the one that's picking up this. You're the one that's sitting in this this particular time where you're knowing that it's going to come in the future. It's all going to be okay, but you know it's going to be resolved, right? Somebody's going to know when I said the word resolved. They're like, yeah. Okay, so this is in the past. Witness celebrational events like eclipses as a reminder of cosmic forces at play. Contemplate their symbolic meanings in your life. So maybe when y'all planted this, I feel like maybe there was an eclipse, or it was an eclipse time, or it was a specific time, like you know how sometimes when people, like at the end of the school years, when they'll plant a time capsule of the whole year that passed, right? Or in the springtime they'll do something special to, or even some group gets together with the kids and they do a time capsule just for shits and grins. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely what does that? It's definitely in the past, and this is my time past imploding on itself, where something that somebody thought was dead and buried comes back to light. Okay, this is the time past imploding. In other words, it's something that happened a long time ago, but something from this past time is coming to light, either in the present or the very near future, after whoever is thinking about this. Like, actually, this person even thinking about it, whoever this is. I'm picking a feminine energy up. When you're thinking about this, you're smiling about it because you know there's some kind of resolution coming. But it was a long time ago, and whoever you are, you're knowing in the near future that something's going to be brought to the light. Because you're just, I mean, whoever this person is, they're just kind of sitting back and smiling, going, it's all going to be okay. So I don't feel like it was anything really dire, but that remains to be seen. So we've got Dawn's revelation. Embrace the first light of dawn as a symbol of renewal possibility, setting positive intentions for the day ahead. But the way I'm picking up this energy is, this is the past, and we're going to this present or into the future on this timeline, but this hasn't happened yet. Guys, sorry about my nails. I haven't had a chance to do them yet. Okay? And this is somewhere in Illinois. Okay? That's what they're telling me. Some schools, I'm going to pull a few timing cards to see what kind of timing we can get on this, if a better time on it. And also I've got the place deck to see if this was a school, or we're just going to see what comes up. So, but it's coming. But you're thinking about it right now, whoever you are. And it says time, and actually the card actually says time capsule. So you preserve memories, artifacts that represent significant moments in your life or in the world. So that's where I'm picking up this. It's either at a school, or maybe it's in somebody's backyard where you had a campfire with maybe there's a little group of girls that all went to school together. And at one point y'all said, oh, we're going to build a time capsule. We're going to dig it up when we get older. And somebody threw something in there that they shouldn't have. And now they're scared that when it gets pulled up, and maybe y'all were real close at one time, and that's why you're picking up this energy. Because you're not the one that did it, but you know of it. Okay? And it's this time capsule, and as time goes into the future, somebody's forgot about it. Somebody's gone. Maybe they're not even passed on. Maybe they're just gone somewhere else. But it's been sitting there waiting to be discovered. Okay? It's been waiting to be discovered. It might even be in a place where somebody thought the woods were always going to be there. They just said, and the woods get mowed down to put up, somebody may have buried something that wasn't even a time capsule. Maybe some items or something like that, I'm feeling like. And and somebody comes back home, and they find out that this place is going to be demolished or dug up or something like that, and they've got this fear. And whoever's thinking about this, you had forgotten about it, but with something going on, because maybe you stayed there and they left, and you're feeling like, I mean, you forgot about it till they were going to do this, and then this person came home, and now you're thinking about it again. I still feel like there's somebody that's gone out of the situation that's no longer around. So then we've got Time Weaver. And this was just kind of weird to me, because we've got Time's Artist, Eclipse of Eternity, Dawn's Revolution, Sacred Hours, Stardust Hour, Time Capsule, Time Weaver. So something about times and hours, because the cards are picking up on those a lot. And then there's all this light here, where, actually, this one feels the other way around. It feels like the clock's ticking. Tick, 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 tick. And even, see, that's a weird looking hand on that one. But it just feels like even the angels know how to harness the power of intention and action to shape your destiny. Weave threads of time into a tapestry of purpose and fulfillment. But it just feels like it's coming, okay? And it's going to be shining a lot of light on something that maybe the angels are helping to bring it to light. You see how the angels are coming in around this time? And so, let's see here. To this specific spot, to this specific time. I don't know if that is going to make sense or not. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's, actually it's this way. From the past, and then time's gone, then in the future. And here, this is like, we're getting closer and closer, where you see how it's blue here, but it's white here. So it's making me feel like this is where it's going to all get resolved, or get fixed, or however you want to look at it like that, right? But even the angels know, and that's why I was thinking maybe there was somebody that wasn't no longer around. But even the angels know. And you're not scared or anything. You're just happy that there's some kind of revolution or some kind of resolution is going to come. Okay? And this actually feels like what's in the time capsule. All these different pieces of a time frame. Like you notice there's the blue in there, and then there's the white in there from the 2 hourglasses. And there's the yellow there. And there's all these, it's all these shards of glass that make up one of those, what do they call those, glass murals. I know somebody will tell me in the comments. And it's like each one's its own little secret, and you can't see it because it's distorted, okay? So it feels like in this time capsule, or this space of time, or this box that was buried in the ground, or this memory that was buried. Maybe it's even an actual memory that somebody had that they thought was dead and buried or gone. Nobody'd ever say anything, but then something gets destroyed somewhere, and something related to something that happened a long time ago comes up, and there's a little bit of, they do wonders with DNA these days, right? Okay, I'm not saying anybody was hurt or anything. I'm just saying, it could be something that's not even really that important, but it just feels like whoever you are, you're picking up this energy because you stayed put, but everybody else may have left, and now y'all are having a reunion or something like that, and they're going, oh, let's go over and go pull up our box and see what we wrote, and everybody's fine with that except one person, and you're picking up on it all, and you're just seeing all this energy flow, okay? Even though you're not being able to quite make sense of all these puzzle pieces, like I said, you're sitting back and you're going, it's going to be okay, it's going to be okay, but you're picking up this energy, maybe even the fear of this other person, okay? But you're feeling this vibration in such a way, like, okay, so this is, spend a moment gazing at the stars, contemplating the vastness of the cosmos, fleeting nature of time. And this energy feels like you hear this dark blue, and then you see the grains of sands of time on top vibrating. It's like this is you thinking and contemplating, going, it's going to be okay, whatever happens, right? You were like, we were just kids, or this was a time when we were all kids, and it was so long ago, and... or maybe somebody confessed something, or maybe somebody talked about something that actually happened to them that they didn't want nobody to know, and now they're embarrassed it's going to come up. Like, it's not a life or death thing, but whatever it was that happened, I'm still feeling like there's somebody that's not going to be there that was at the center point of this drama that played out when y'all were kids, okay, or when you were younger, young teenagers, or something like that. But you're knowing it's going to be okay. I hope that makes sense like that, okay? Because it's been a lot of time. It's been a long time. But this is just, you're sitting here contemplating this. Maybe you're even actually sitting here wondering if this is one of the things y'all will do, is dig up this time capsule or talk about that particular time that affects all of y'all. Like some type of reunion's happening, or getting together at the school, or the Brownie troop, or the Boy Scout troop, or the oh, we all went to summer camp together, and something happened at summer camp. It's something that happened a long, long time ago. But the reason why the energy's coming up is because you're not the only one thinking about it. Everybody's thinking about it now. Maybe some of y'all are going, some of the people you know were going, well, you know, I put some really stupid things down on paper. Oh my God, I talked about seeing so-and-so kissing a boy for the first time. Well, it's not such a bad deal now. Well, it might be because she really liked him, and I don't know, he was her first and she didn't tell her husband, and you know, I mean, it's kind of secrets like that, you know what I'm saying? Stuff that it's not going to, I don't know. Anyway, this is what you're contemplating. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And then we've got legacy of light. Illuminate the path forward, the light of your values and aspirations, and leave a legacy that inspires and uplifts others. So you did have some good things in this time capsule, because this is what's underneath the time capsule energy. Okay. But there are these other little points, these other little things that are in there that maybe somebody doesn't want somebody to know about. Something that y'all aren't expecting, because you see how you can't really see the middle of this. So it's like something's at the center of this that somebody knows the other half of it, but it's missing. See how it's not the whole thing, it's just half of one here of this time. What would you call this? What's a clock? And somebody put something in there that they don't want somebody to know. So it's something like that. I don't know quite how to explain the energy, but at the center of it, you probably know more than everybody else, and the rest of them, they're just kind of on the outskirts of it. But somebody doesn't want one thing. It feels like just one little thing that they don't want known. So, and maybe it's something that doesn't really resonate with the rest of what y'all put in there, but I'm just picking up this energy of there's something there that somebody doesn't want other people to know. Maybe something to do with an adult when y'all were kids. And they really don't want nobody to know, but I don't think that adult is around anymore or able to cause any more harm or chaos or say or do anything anymore. And we got threshold of tomorrow. Anticipate the future with hope and anticipation. Prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually for what lies ahead. So this is kind of feeling like the energy of, you kind of know pieces of this, right? And this is kind of what you're thinking about, because you know it's coming in the very near future, about this secret coming to light, or the other part of this secret coming to light, and somebody's not, and you're picking up all this energy. See how it's bouncing around on here? You know, they use sound to make sand do certain patterns. So it's like you're thinking all these little different things, right? Thinking about all these different things that we're putting in this time capsule, okay? And some of it, something's going to be discovered that nobody knows, that y'all didn't know was in there. But I'm not even sure if the person that's worried about it even comes to explain themselves or explain what happened. But you are preparing for the near future, for when this comes out. You're getting prepared for it, because you're wondering how all the pieces are going to come up in this storyline of whatever this is. But it doesn't directly affect you, but you're thinking about it. And that's why I'm picking up the energy. And there may be more than one of y'all, but some kind of resolution's going to come. Then we've got trusting the process, retreating to recharge, Shambhala initiations, trusting in the process. So you're knowing that most of these people are going to get together, and you're feeling it in the very depths of you with your solar plexus energy. Okay, you're knowing this is going to come to light, because it's trusting in the process. You're knowing this is going to happen. And then we've got treasures uncovered. So this feels like it's going to balance out the situation, whatever it is. And mostly what y'all are going to pull up from this time capsule is going to be people's treasures. But I still feel like there's going to be one little thing in the center of it that nobody's expecting to see. Maybe even the person that put it there. So, Oh, okay, okay. Okay. See, they made me wait. They make me wait sometimes. So what I'm feeling like is the person that's at the very center of this does not show up, isn't able to show up, or is too embarrassed to show up. And whatever this is that happens, the people that like y'all didn't know this was going to be in the center of this thing being, but it does bring some balance and explain some things to y'all. And maybe that person that doesn't show up is the one that is no longer around. Like they're on the other side. Maybe that's why they're sending you, maybe that's even them sending you messages saying there's something in there you're going to see. And maybe that's why you're thinking about it. Because I've been getting, and y'all see how this energy kind of jumped around a little bit, right, guys? But I hope it made sense. Because you're thinking about this past thing that's coming in the near future that y'all did in the past. And knowing that some things are going to be explained, or maybe even some light shown on some things that everybody, they thought nobody was ever going to know it. They're like, well, we know God sees what happened, but we don't want our friends and people around us because it's all obscured, right? Because it's been buried all this time. But it's going to come to light. This time capsule is going to come to light. Something that God saw, the angels saw, that's been obscured, and you're not worried about it, but you're just picking up on the energy of, okay. But it is gonna come to light. You know it in your gut. You know it in your solar plexus. You know that you're trusting in what your body's telling you of this energy that you're picking up. And you're knowing that whatever the other half of this secret is, or whatever's at the bottom of this, maybe you're just now starting to feel that energy, and you're remembering about this time in the past and going, gee, I remember when we did that. Or maybe y'all have been talking about it. This also feels like the angels, because we got that angel card there, and this is feeling like that symbol of the angels to me, that they sometimes use for the seraphim. Maybe your guardian angel who's been with you all of your lifetimes is telling you about this too, or making you feel this. Or maybe you're even picking up on the energy of, I don't want to say the energy of the person that's passed on, but it could be, because you could be a psychic or a medium, but you're thinking about this whole situation regardless of that, okay? So, and she's looking out the window with her cat. She says, what are you looking at? So guys, this secret is going to come to light, and I'm just getting this picture of whoever digs up this time capsule or this box or whatever. A secret's going to become known, and at least a couple of y'all are going to feel like, wow, I didn't know that happened. Get off the table. I feel like at least a couple of y'all didn't know this was going on at the time and really feel bad for this. It feels like a masculine energy. Who's not around no more. I mean, I'm definitely picking up on at least 3 or 4 feminine energies and a couple of masculine energies, even though there's none of the cards here are talking about that. Let's get a couple of other cards here. We're 23 minutes in, guys. But this is going to come, you and some friends are going to find out some secrets about somebody that you didn't know. That's going to make y'all, I mean, it's going to be okay, because it's something that happened a long time ago, and one of the, maybe even 2 of the people that were involved or remotely involved with this secret are no longer around. And you're picking this energy up while you're sitting, because this card is showing me whoever you are, you're sitting and you're just kind of daydreaming. That's what I'm seeing is, see, you're not even sure if you want to talk about this either. And you're just kind of daydreaming. The sun's on your face and you're like, da, 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 da. Okay, well, we're going to do this, and this in the near future. They're coming, or they're coming for the holidays maybe. And we're going to go build up our time capsule we did as kids underneath our tree house that we all climbed in. There's like 5 or 6 of y'all. Oh, but so-and-so won't be here, and so-and-so won't be here because either they can't come, or they're too far away, or they've passed away, or something like that. So let me just get a couple of places here and see what it tells us. All right, angels, what kind of places might this be happening in? Bettings and odds. Jackpot moments, gambling, excitement, card tables. So somebody might actually be debating on if they actually want to dig this up, or there might be some fear around it about finding out this secret. Because how many people have fallen in debt playing, spending all their money and gambling, then they start trying to borrow from people and they get scared. There's a fear energy attached to this. Okay? So there's some kind of fear regarding it. But guys, I just don't think it's that big of a deal, but it might not be. Neon lights, dance club, maybe something happened, or something related to a nightclub or a bar or a place where y'all went as teenagers you shouldn't have been. I know when I was a teenager, we went to a couple of places we shouldn't have been. You know? What else? What else do you want to tell them? Research. So maybe y'all did have maybe y'all used to play in an old haunted house that caught on fire, and it's just the bones of it left. It's really not a safe place to go, but there's some memories there. It actually almost looks like one of those opened up. Well, it looks like it's now become a garden house, but it looks like at one time it was a house that caught on fire, and it's got some beautiful windows in the background. But it looks kind of scary, right? Like if you tried to climb up on the roof, you'd fall in. So maybe an old scary house. Yeah. Maybe y'all used to go play in the graveyard. Maybe something's buried in the graveyard. It's making me think of, I know normally this makes me think of some kind of strange place no longer used, and like the rains come through the roof and there's water, but it's being reflected. It's being reflected in the water. Reflection, meditation. Somebody might be picking this up. I'm here. Strange. Anyway. There's also a doorway there. Somebody might not want to open this door, guys. Let's see what else I get. What else? Let's do this like this. Nostalgia. Childhood memories. Maybe out by the swing set. In somebody's backyard, y'all planted or buried something. Or you're just remembering childhood memories, and this is coming up. Laboratory, research, experiments, analysis, innovation, and invention. I saw somebody getting a shot when I looked at that. Ooh, I hate needles, guys. Supermarket, fresh produce, grocery shopping, nostalgia. This has just been felt like a strange reading. But it feels like this was something that, again, like I said, that happened when y'all were kids, and now you're grown up, and it just feels like y'all are going to do something, or dig up something, or remember something, or talk about something that somebody's really embarrassed about, and a couple of the people aren't even there to even, I mean, it's all going to be okay. But at the time, maybe y'all thought it was really bad. Overhead shelter, canopy on the roof, getting a higher perspective of it all. Yeah, and a gathering, a get-together in somebody's house. So this is definitely talking about people getting together. After this is over, I think as looking at it from a different perspective, y'all are going to realize, I think, in some sort of way that it's not as scary or as I'm just picking up a feeling of these two together. I'm picking up a feeling of nostalgia is what I'm picking up. You know, thinking about the good old times. You know, maybe when y'all are sitting around, y'all remembering, jumping in somebody's jalopy and running down to the gas station, getting gas and going on a cruise. I know we did that when I was a kid. So I don't know exactly what that is for, or even going to a park. Maybe there's a park nearby where y'all used to go all the time. Huh. So, this just popped up. Maybe y'all went somewhere where y'all thought y'all were going to do one thing. You know, the trail was straight. Y'all were just going along. And then it took some twists and turns you weren't expecting. And you ended up in a place where you didn't think you were going to end up at. Okay? So this feels like this is part of somebody's secret, or maybe even how you know some of it, or I don't know, maybe you know more of it than what everybody else does. And or you observed it. If this is feeling like you're like somebody else was doing something, and then it felt like you were like hiding somewhere and observing it as they were walking down the path or down the trail, you were following somebody. No, it feels more like that. Like the path is going straight and straight, and then it's like something happened down the path that somebody wasn't expecting, and that's the little part of it. That's just a little piece of it that you know, like just a little piece of it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And it's like in the recesses of your mind. I'm getting with these, because I'm feeling like these mushrooms seem really, really big. Maybe y'all were doing mushrooms as teenagers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Doing things you shouldn't have been doing. You know what I mean? And something happened. I don't know. I just know that it just feels like you know a little bit more of it than anybody else. But you're knowing it's all going to be okay. And it still feels like two people that were there are no longer there. And there's at least one person that is like had no clue this was going on, and she or he is really upset, but not in a mad way, in a, oh, this hurts my heart way. You know what I'm saying? And one or two other people are just like, oh God, we were kids. But they might have had some inkling of it too, but you knew more than anyone else because you followed them or something. And y'all all wrote it down or did something to do with this time capsule. I hope that makes sense, guys. Let me see when this is going to happen in the future. And I'm just getting these memories and nostalgia on a holiday. Look, it's on the bottom of the deck, guys. I didn't even shuffle. On a holiday. And we're getting ready to go into the holidays. Festive season. Just around the corner. At night. And maybe it happened in August. And these decks, this is so funny. Next year, goodbye 2020. It's 2025. Get ready for 2026. All right. Let me shuffle them once or twice and see what it gives me then. So that might make some sense to somebody right there about it being on a holiday. I probably should shuffle them before. Because I shuffle them before I put them back in the box, guys. And cleanse them and everything. And then when I start doing a reading, then I pull them out and I usually shuffle them again with an idea of what's going on for whatever question I'm going to ask, or what if we're just going to see what comes up. Okay. Can you give us timing on this, please? So for some of you, it might be on one of these holidays right here when you go off. This may be way off in the future, but you've been thinking about it. December for some of you. December's Christmas. I think it's going to be different for everybody. Yeah, it's going to be different, be way different for everybody. Next year, any other time. One underneath, I'm hearing April of next year. Or actually, maybe this is something that happened in April. Patience required. I love these things. When they pile rocks on them like that. Again, just around the corner. I'm feeling like this is like the most common answer for most of y'all. It's just around the corner. And some of y'all, no. For the person that's not there no more. Not in this lifetime. Because they're not going to be there. Guys, I get it what I get. As the day progresses. Huh. Okay. Alright. So, and not in this lifetime. But I feel like this is Somebody that's just not going to come. They're like, not in this lifetime. I'm not going back over there. You know what I mean? Something like that. Just around the corner. Patience, April. All right, guys. So taking how it resonates for you. Yeah. They're saying the same thing. It's going to be different for everybody. They're making me feel like there's at least 5 people involved in this, and 1 that's no longer here, or 2 that's no longer around. So there might be 7 of you all total, or 7 of this, about this time capsule. Something obscured. Time capsule. Time weaver. Something sacred. Something obscured. Alright, guys, that's what I have for you. This is for the state of Illinois. I don't know where in Illinois. It gave varying places and several different answers on it. And I didn't pull no runes with this one. Alright, guys. Thank you for all your likes, shares, and subscribes. I've got more angel messages coming. I love doing my little angel messages because they always clue me into what's going on in the universe, around us, and for other people. And there's going to be some more coming in. And I'm getting ready to order. So I wanted to do it sooner, but we've been having car issues. So I am going to order some new decks soon. Some more angel decks to get other angel messages. Because other things are coming. Alright, guys. Love and light.